Please remember that all the opinions in the show are those of the host and should only be taken as food for thought. We're in no way telling you to do anything. Everything is kept anonymous for the safety of the listeners and no information is shared to anyone else. If you are easily offended by people's opinions or views, then thank you for making it this far, but this is not the podcast for you, so see you later. And please enjoy the rest of the show. Still to this day, I've had no real experience with someone. I think I'm my own problem. I managed to get myself to a point where I think I'm not worth a woman's time, and my friends hate on me thinking that way, but I don't think it's the case. But I do think it's the case. I managed to get myself into an argument or an altercation every time, and I don't know why. I like a person I work with, but I'm pretty sure I need to create boundaries. What do you guys think? An argument or an altercation, is that because you're getting so frustrated with yourself that you're like snapping out, like acting out?
Yeah, that's a bit of a weird way of putting it. Maybe they mean they end up arguing with everyone they get with. I don't know.
No, it's a hard one. For a start, if you like someone at work, I wouldn't go near it. We've spoken about that before.
Yeah, we've
Like,
given that advice plenty of times.
Yeah. Unless it's going to be like a permanent thing, like Jamie marrying his manager. I wouldn't particularly go there. Never ends well. So yeah, I would just call that an out. I think you're putting too much pressure on yourself, man. Like that whole email just felt like, yeah, like you're just trying to put yourself down.
Yeah, sounds very down on himself, and like in my eyes, you're not really. When you're feeling that way towards yourself, that can be picked up on as well.
Yeah.
So you being that negative way towards yourself and having people getting into altercations, as he put it, or arguments as with like partners, that's probably picked up off your behaviour. Like I know if I'm having a real down day about myself, Charlotte picks up on it and then will avoid me, but then I think Charlotte's in the mood with me. Do you know what I mean? So like I've reflected my feelings onto her, and then I'm arguing essentially with myself because she's trying to leave me alone for a bit.
Yeah.
I do think confidence is something that can be knocked and it takes a while to come back. I think you need to work on yourself for a little while and just let yourself know who yourself is before you try to run. Like walk be run, if you know what I mean. If you're feeling this low about yourself, you kind of need to work on yourself before you think that someone's going to miraculously fix that for you, because no matter how strong that person is, there will be arguments if you're not like in the relationship 100% because you're feeling so down on yourself.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I absolutely agree. I think, but like towards the beginning of this podcast, when I was having like, I've just had enough, you could hear that I was just, you know what I mean? It was just to the point where I was like, I'm sick of this whole thing.
Yeah.
And it was good to like give yourself a break, because yes, it is nice to have a relationship and it's nice to have that person that supports you and helps you get through things and stuff like that. But it's not the end of the world. People seem to think that like they have to be in a relationship to be happy. And I think that's probably what's putting you in so much pressure, because you feel like you need to have someone when really you need to figure out what makes you happy on your own before that.
Yeah. And like what give like saying about you on the podcast as well, Dan, people can hear that difference in when you were real down about the dating side of things, and then you had that gap where you took a break for a little while. The difference in your like in yourself was a lot different, and people could physically hear that through this podcast because we did have emails about it at the time.
Yeah, your attitude changes. It's a horribly fucking depressing thing to like go on dates and you think it's going well or you think it's going bad or whatever, and it turned out to be nothing and being ghosted,
Yeah,
and
constant
it's just
rejection, isn't it?
yeah,
Knocks your
it's
confidence, man.
fucking it's awful. So I think that's what I did. Like I gave up for a little bit, and I sort of tried to figure out what I wanted to do.
Yeah,
Like it's not about, because when you're dating, you're constantly learning stuff about other people. You're trying to remember what they like and what they're into and stuff like that. And it's sort of like,
it's draining.
yeah. So I think taking a break and then really sort of like just being comfortable with yourself is better than anything. And then like Jamie says, like it translates in your like the way you present yourself and your demeanor.
Yeah,
Because I mean, if you think yourself you're not worth someone's time, and you've managed to wangle your way into a date, and you turn up and they're like, "Wow, this guy really just doesn't want to be here," then that's a bad date, and that's what's probably going to start an argument. Is they're like, "Well, if you can't be fucking bothered, why am I giving you my time?"
exactly. And like, if this guy's anything like I am, I cannot hide that side of myself. Like if I'm not with it, then it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, it's all in the
And
face, Jay. It's all in the face.
it's all in the face. Yeah, I've got a rested
Yeah.
bitch face at the best of times.
Yeah, so do I. That's my I've perfected that face to keep people away.
The scowl.
The scowl, yeah. They just the atmosphere, it like buzzes off me just to leave me alone.
Do you know what I get a lot when I'm at work, especially, is they're like, "Oh, you tired? What's wrong with you today?" I get that a lot, and there's nothing wrong with me at all, but I can't be fucking bothered dealing with
Yeah.
them, innit? So,
What it was a couple of weeks ago, we went to meet up with my mum and my stepdad,
mm,
and I was with Sabina, and I think I'd had like a rough night in my stomach or something. I hadn't really slept. And we walked up and I was like, "Hey, how's it going?" And Jeff just turns to me and just goes, "You look fucking terrible. What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "Thanks. I really appreciate that."
be like, "Thanks, mate. Make me feel great
Yeah.
about myself."
They went to go get the drinks. I turned to Sabina. I was like, "I didn't need that." She goes, "Yeah, I wasn't expecting him to say that." And I was like, "Yeah, thanks for that." So yeah, the hardest person on yourself is always going to be yourself.
Yeah,
You know what I mean, no matter what people say, that we could sit here and if we knew you better and say how great you are and stuff like that, but you're always going to put yourself down. I do it as soon as I'm having a bad day. I just run through all the fucking things in my life that didn't go the way I wanted them to, and just put myself down even more.
Oh, yesterday when we lost the recording, what a piece of shit I am. I'm sitting there
Yeah,
all day. You're a piece of shit. What the fuck are you doing with your life? You're just wasting time. It's 3 clicks and you could have pre-recorded another version. All this stuff. I'm just like, really, you're just taking it out on yourself because there's no one else to.
yeah. And I always do it. You're always going to take it on yourself, which is why I had that family bag of marshmallows today. But listen to your friends, man. Like they don't like you talking about that way about yourself because you know what I mean. They obviously see that you're worth the time of day,
Mm.
and just try and focus on that and get out of your own head. I'm not going to meditation and all that stuff is fucking bollocks. I'm not even going to bother with. But yeah, just ease up on yourself. It's not the end of the world not meeting someone. And
Mm.
I tell you right now, from 2 years doing this podcast, the people that have relaxed and not, and taken a step back are the people that we get an email a couple of weeks later saying they've met someone.
Yeah. I do
You
think
know what I
these
mean?
things come when you least expect it.
Yeah. It's like the Force, in it?
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Like
Comes
Final
when you need it
Destination.
most, Jamie. But we hope you the best of luck, man. Like I said, we've had a lot of dating stuff on this, and I've been through it. It's a fucking terrible shit show. But you are worth it, man. At the end of the day, everyone's worth the time of day. So just keep your head up.